Hi guys, good morning. This is Elise with Saturday Morning Makes. I hope everyone is doing well. I have a few minutes this morning. It's really early here, but I have to put away Christmas, guys. Please tell me I'm not the only one that still has Christmas decorations up. I'm usually done by now, but for some reason I could not pull it together to get my Christmas decorations down like last week. I was going to try to do it last week, but I just did not get it done. But anyhow, so I will be doing that today, and it has to come down this weekend. I cannot go into next week without having my Christmas decorations down. So with that being said, I don't have a lot of time this morning for crafting, but I did want to come in and do my Saturday morning makes. I missed last week, and Saturday morning makes, for those of you that don't know, is hosted by Jill Norwood. Good morning, Jill. And I'm so glad that she's doing it again this year. And so this is week number 2. I missed last week, but I'm going to follow the calendar year. I'm going to follow the calendar week. So this is going to be week number 2. So anyhow, I'm also going to do this video. I'm going to also tag this video Snowmen of January, and that is hosted by Anna White. And since my crafting time is, I don't have a lot of crafting time during the week, so I'm going to combine these two hashtags together, if that's okay. So anyhow, let me show you what I made. So of course I made some snowman cards, and I still had a couple of stamps on my desk that I wanted to use a little bit more. And this is the first one. I did create a card with this stamp already. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that card. And so I made another card using this stamp here. And this is such a cute little stamp. I love this stamp. And this is by Great Impressions. This stamp is by Great Impressions. They put a line through it. It's probably on the clearance at some point. But it's a really, really cute stamp of these 3 little snowmen. So I colored this stamp up once again. And I also used these little tiny sentiments by Paper Tray Ink. And there's one in here that says Winter Wishes. So there's one that says Winter Wishes, and that's the one I use. And this little set is called, let's see, what is this little set called? Cloche Quarter Sentiment Stamp. I guess this goes with a kit, probably. I'm not sure, but it's just a little stamp set. And they had, actually, Paper Tray Ink, last year they had a big sale, and I think this is one of the stamp sets that I picked up. So I did use that. Okay, and then for my second card, I had this stamp right here on my desk because for the previous card that I made, I used this Warm Winter Wishes sentiment from the set. And so this time I, used the whole stamp set. I used the snowman, and I used the Warm Winter Wishes again. So that's what I used. And then of course I used scrap papers. And I used some other embellishments like stickles and things like that. So let me show you my first card. Okay, so here's my first card. And I think it turned out so adorable. And for some reason, I just love coloring up these little snowmen. So Anna, thank you for doing this little series, because coloring up these little snowmen is so much fun. And I am not ready for Valentine's Day or spring. I'm not ready to start crafting for spring yet. So I'm enjoying doing these little snowman cards. So this is how my card turned out, and I think it turned out so cute. It's very glittery. I gave it a spritz of gold glitter dust. Or did I use silver? I think it's kind of hard to say. I think I used silver on this card. Okay, so the papers I use, these are scrap papers, but I do know that this sheet here, the red and the green, that is a Studio Calico paper. And so this is the A side, the green is the B side. And so I just used that one sheet of paper to create this card. It was just a piece of scrap that I had, but it was big enough for me to cut 2 pieces, one for this layer and then one for this back layer, okay? Because the green was on the back of that red. So, and then also on the top of this card, I used this little stamp here. No, No, take that back, guys. I use this little snowflake stamp. I use this little snowflake stamp here, and this is a Stampin' Up! Stamp. And it's just a little snowflake stamp to make a background. I used it with some Distress ink to make my little background, and I just stamped it here, then stamped it on a scrap piece of paper, and then stamped it on my cardstock so that it wouldn't be so heavy. So that's how I did that, and I even stamped a little bit very lightly on the snowman to make it look like the snowflakes were falling like in front of the snowman. I don't know if I quite got the look that I wanted, but I still like the way it turned out. So that's my first card. And then the inside of this card, I don't think, yeah, I did put a sentiment. Okay, so here's why I stamped that little winter wishes right here. But then in the inside, I also stamped warm winter wishes there. Okay, and then I put a piece of scrap paper at the top. And so that's my first card, and that's how that one turned out. I'm just going to move this so you guys can see my cards. Okay, so the second card, I did use this stamp set here, and this is a my favorite thing stamp, and I've had this stamp, you guys can tell because it's already turned yellow. I've had this stamp for a long time, and this is called Holiday Hugs. I'm not sure what year this is, but I know I've had this for a while. So you get the snowman and you get these 3 sentiments. Okay, so for my next cards, I use that. And here is the first one that I made. And I think it turned out so pretty. I colored it with my Copics again. And then this card, I did use this stamp here. And what I did with this one, I took my Copic marker, and I can't remember what color I used, but I just colored the stamp and then stamped it on my page. And I colored and stamped. Okay, so that's what I did for this card. And I just put some glitter on his scarf, some glitter dust. And this one I spritzed with some gold glitter dust. And I put some stickles, some diamond stickles on his scarf. And I think it's turned out really, really cute. I did add a little paper clip there because it just needed something to balance, because I stamped a little date there and I just needed something to balance up there. So I put a little paper clip. And I thought that turned out really, really cute. This is an adorable stamp. I did do some kind of lines with my tracing wheel, and I sort of took my tracing wheel and made a straight line, and then I made another wavy kind of line with my, I don't know if you guys can see that. So, but that's how that card turned out, and I think it turned out really cute. And this in the inside is just a die cut, an ornate, and this die I've had for a long time, and this was made exclusively for Stampin' Up, and so I just cut that and put it in the inside with some of that light blue cardstock, which I also put a layer of that behind my image. So that's the first card, and I made another card using that same stamp. So you can see how you can use the same stamp and get 2 different images. Now this one, I just used cardstock, white cardstock, and then I used, because I inked it up around the edges to give it a little bit more distressing. And I just used some light blue scrap paper. So this, I didn't use any pattern papers. Okay, but the next card, I did. And here is my third card. And I think this turned out pretty nice. I like this. It's the same stamp, guys, but look at the different looks that I have for these 2 cards. Okay, so this one here, I used a large scallop punch. Let me show you some big scallop punches. This one, I think it's a 3-inch. No, it's bigger than 3. Yeah, I think this is a 3-inch punch. It's a big, huge punch. And I got this years ago. I think I picked this up at a garage sale. I've had this for a really long time. And I don't get a chance to use it that often, but I probably need to. Okay, and then this is a Doris embossing folder I used. I ran my paper through an embossing folder. And then I did take a sponge and I just lightly went, I don't know if you can see it, but I lightly went over the raised part of the emboss, the snowflakes with this Whispering White by Stampin' Up. Okay, so I just took a sponge and I just lightly went over the snowflakes. Okay, and then here I use my Copic markers, and then I use my paint pen to add a little bit of detail. Can you see the little polka dots that I put on the scarf? I added polka dots there. And I think this card turned out so pretty. And now again, I did use that same Warm Winter Wishes, and I just cut it apart on this card. And I just added it there. Okay, I just added to the top of my card. I added a little bit of twine. I tied some twine. And I think this card turned out so pretty. I love this card. Okay, and then the inside of this card, I put another one of those ornate die cut pieces for writing. And on the back of the cards, I did use the snowflake to put my signature. And this one, I used that little snowman again. And I think that turned out really, really cute. So those are my cards. This one, what did I put on the back of this one? Oh, I put the little snowman on the back of this one as well. So these are my cards this morning, my Saturday morning makes, and my Snowmen of January. So I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you do. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to join my channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. And those of you that are in areas where there's lots of snow right now, please be careful because it is really dangerous out there. There's lots of snow in some areas like New York and I think out in parts of Washington State. There are other areas like Michigan and Chicago. Lots of snow right now. So you guys be very, very careful. And anyway, you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to go ahead and make myself a pot of coffee because I have to get my Christmas stuff down. So that's what I'll be doing. Hopefully this evening I'll be able to come back into my craft room and make some more cards and work on some more things. So thank you guys again for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.